We will now have our second speaker, Mr. Ken Odom. What's your AGI? What's your AGI? Ken Odom.
Every year at this time, I follow the same routine. I run down to Walmart, buy the latest version of TurboTax, answer the easy-to-follow questions, sit back and wait for the refund of that interest-free loan. This year, though, I ran into a little snag. Just as I was getting ready to e-file, the IRS asked me to verify my e-file status. And they did so by asking a very simple question. They wanted to know what my adjusted gross income, my AGI, from last year was. How many of you can tell me the exact value of your AGI from last year? Interesting, isn't it? That we devote so much time and talent, so much effort in the pursuit of something so ephemeral, so inconsequential, that we can't even identify its value after the passing of a mere 12 months. Maybe this should tell us something. Maybe it tells us that the pursuit of money and materialism just isn't substantial enough, just isn't big enough to live for. But if it's not, what is? Well, I think Albert Einstein had it right when he said, the great destiny of humanity is to serve. Service. Using your gifts and talents to make the world a better place for someone else. But if that is something big enough to live for, then maybe we need to change our measurement. So from now on, I propose that AGI, instead of adjusted gross income, stands for assessing your gifts, giving of your talents, and increasing the giving over time. Before we go anywhere, we have to figure out where we are. That's assessing your gifts. What do you have to offer? Oh, I hear it now. Ken, I'd love to help, but I'm just not gifted. I don't have anything to offer. That's the saddest and, quite frankly, most self-indulgent line of thinking that I can imagine. The fact of the matter is, every single one of us in this room are gifted beyond all belief. We all have something to offer. We have minds with which to reason. We have hands with which to grasp. We have voices with which to be heard. And if all else fails, we have hearts with which to care. Martin Luther King Jr. told us that everyone can be great because anyone can serve. All that is required is a heart full of grace. But what do we normally do whenever we get a gift? We unwrap it, admire it for a while, maybe even put it up on the mantle so others can see it. And then we pull it down, we put it in a box, stuff it into some dark corner somewhere. But when we do that, when we fail to give of our talents, we not only deny those who might benefit around us, we deny ourselves some of the inner joy and fulfillment that comes from employing a gift in its proper manner. My wife is a huge fan of reruns of the sitcom King of Queens. And there was one episode that I thought illustrated this perfectly. See, Doug and Carrie had been given a gravy boat as a wedding gift. They admired it for a while, but not really needing or wanting a gravy boat, they packed it away and shoved it into a corner. Until the day that the aunt who had given them the gravy boat called to say that she was on her way over for dinner. Frantic, Doug and Carrie pulled out the box. They pulled out the gravy boat. They polished it. They made some gravy. They opened the lid. And there inside found a faded, yellowed, brittle check. See, when we don't use our gifts properly, what's inside fades, yellows, becomes brittle. But it's not enough to just give of your gifts once, get your participation ribbon, and then go home. No, you have to increase the giving over time. Andra is a single mother to little Ricky. Ricky's a bright kid, straight A student, loads of potential, No telling what he might be. But just a couple of weeks ago, Andra and Ricky faced homelessness, hunger. Now luckily, a group of service-minded people came together to help Andra and Ricky. They bought them some groceries, paid their rent. But I can't help but wonder, what happens when the groceries run out? What happens when the rent comes due next? You see, unless there are people who are willing to continue to give, to continue to lift up Andra and Ricky until they can stand on their own, haven't we just delayed the inevitable? And what might Ricky become? What might we be denying the world if we don't continue to give to make his world a better place? Look, I'm not suggesting that you don't have bills to pay. I'm not saying you don't have mouths to feed or problems of your own. What I am saying is that every single one of us can afford to give just a little bit of our excess to help somebody else out, to help someone who's less fortunate. Think about the people that we memorialize. Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, Mother Teresa. You can name a few. Anyone have any idea how their stock portfolios performed? Think about the people in your own life who've made a difference. Parents, teachers, mentors, friends. You have any idea how big their bank accounts were? Assess your gifts. Give of your talents. Increase the giving over time. And I promise you, the next time someone asks you, what's your AGI? You'll be able to tell them its value. Mr. Toastmaster.
Okay, coming in first place for L42. Drum roll, please. Ken Odom!
How do you feel to be a winner for this area contest?
Very fortunate. Everyone here is extremely talented, so it's a tough thing to win.
What do you learn from this contest?
And I've got to get a lot better if I'm going to keep going.
So do you think you have everything to go forward and do the exhibition?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get the guys and get it going?
Right.
All right. Have fun and all the best on your division. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.